What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Joel Culpepper Outdoors. I'm Joel Culpepper. Pardon my voice. I've been fighting a little bit of congestion here lately, and still wanted to make this video real quick. And of course, I don't even have a knife over here. So, anyways, we got a few changes, but also none at all, if that makes any sense. So, what I have right here, if I can ever get them out, are some aluminum inserts. Normal aluminum inserts, nothing fancy, nothing special. But we do have something a little fancy and a little special right here. This is a Sonic 6.0 300 spine. It's what I've been shooting for a couple years. When I went from a 340 to a 300, when I went from a 70-pound bow to a 75 last year, and then this year from 75 to 80, I just kept with the 300s. And really like these arrows. They work really good. Y'all know I talk about these a lot. But these are special. These are not my normal Sonic 6.0s. If you notice right here, they say match grade. And the reason I have these, I needed a couple more arrows. Had a series of unfortunate circumstances happen, and a couple of bent inserts kind of did me in, along with a deer who was faster on her feet than my arrow was on the way to her. And so I was down to just a few arrows, and this is all my shop had. So this is what we're going to be flinging for the rest of the year. I have a half dozen already fletched up. I got another half dozen here that I'm going to fletch up and get ready to go hit some deer with them, hopefully, and put some numbers on the board. Good gracious, my clothes. Been using this Bob Smith Industries. I really like it. I like it better. I have used tack glue before, and it's okay, but I wasn't a real big fan of how it was when it was hard, or when it hardened. It just never really seemed, or it seemed almost explosive when it hardens. So if I shot a fletching off or something like that, then getting all the glue and stuff off so I could clean the shaft and then put another fletching on there. It's like anytime that the knife would hit the glue, it just like explode all over the place. And I almost have to wear glasses when I'm dealing with tack glue like that, because I mean it just sends pieces everywhere, and I have got it in my eyes before, and that's not a pleasant experience. Of course, it didn't kill me, but you know, I try to avoid things like that when I can. So, in addition to these Sonic 6.0 match grades, which make me feel very, very fancy now for some reason. Can't imagine why that is. I also went ahead and got some new broadheads. I still have a couple of B3 broadheads left from last year, but I just was never really a big fan of those once I started shooting them. They flew fine and everything. They didn't feel real sharp from the factory. So that, in addition to a couple other things, it just didn't seem like, those were not really broadheads that I was going to use for a long time. So this year, I decided to go ahead and change up a little bit, do something a little bit different than I've really ever done before. And we kind of, I'm not going to say that I went back. I'm not going to say that I went forward. Just had something in mind I wanted to try. Here in just a few seconds, I will show you the broadheads I'll be shooting for the remainder of this season. I will say I really like, probably like most folks that have shot them, the G5s, the dead meats. I've used those before with good results. They fly good. They are really, really sharp. They're accurate out to 80 yards was my the maximum I think I ever shot them at. But G5 has also increased their prices, and I understand that a lot of companies now too are increasing their prices. I don't know if well, probably some of y'all did notice my shirt says Milwaukee. I sell industrial hardware and sell a lot of power tools, and of course with power tools, screws, bolts, anything like that. In the past few years, prices have just shot up. And if it's happening there, it's happening everywhere else too. So it's getting more expensive, broadheads and such too. But I didn't want to just keep buying the dead meats because they just didn't, they shoot really, really well. They didn't seem like they were going to hold up particularly good if I wanted to rebuild them after shooting a deer. And so with that, and with them being more expensive to buy, I said, you know what? Let's change it up. Try something different that we've never really used before. So all of those arrows now have their inserts. I got to fletch them up, which I'm not going to be able to do right now. I'm fixing to have to leave, go to work. But I have two different broadheads actually right now. So one thing that I really wanted to do that I've never really done before. Good gracious, let me get this open. I wanted to try something a little more traditional, if that makes sense. And I've already got one, or got some of these in my quiver. This right here is going to be very likely the first broadhead that I use this year. This is a Slick Trick Viper Trick, I think, yeah, Viper Trick 100 grain. I'll just go ahead and tell you these things are razor sharp. And it is a 4-blade, as you can see. So you have your two, you got your bigger blades here. I don't know if these are technically classified as bleeders or not. I don't know if that might be a little too small for that. But we're going to hopefully fling one at a doe or a buck or something this weekend and get a little bit better of an idea how good those are actually going to do. The other broadhead we're going to try is not a fixed head. It's an expandable. And this is the Grim Reaper. I'm not sure. This is a Grim Reaper Pro 4-blade with a 2 3/4 inch cut. So the reason I went with this, I've always heard really good things about Grim Reaper. I've wanted to shoot their broadheads for a couple years now. And just so happens that this year I had an opportunity to actually do that. So you can see that a little bit better there. But my bow shop guy, he actually uses these, I think, pretty much exclusively. And I don't think he's had any issues with them. Of course, he's a very good shot as well. But so I've got 3 of these in the quiver. I've got 3 Slick Tricks. If I can get 2 deer in one set, I'll shoot the first one probably with the Slick Trick, then the second one with the Grim Reaper and see how they do. But something new, but also something not so new. You know, with the arrows, of course, I'm not changing my arrow setup. I may never change my arrow setup as long as Easton Maxisonic 6.0s. I really like those arrows. With broadheads, I'll probably keep playing around until I really find something that really piques my interest, or I really just kind of click with, and that could be one of these 2 broadheads right here. I don't know. So we'll check back in a few months or a few weeks, however long it is. Hopefully we'll have some good trails, some good blood trails to follow here pretty soon, and I can give a little bit more insight into both of these broadheads. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this little video. I know it's probably a little bit different, just kind of talking. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay safe, stay in the outdoors. God bless you. I'll catch you on the next one.